Yep. Cool. Sorted. Right, okay, we're back. Okay, sorry. Persevered, you've returned. I've just got a notification on my phone. Austria have just scored. It's 2-1 to them. They're beating Scotland. No surprise there. But it's a kick in the teeth. So anyway, so what I had on screen, or what I've got on screen now, is like mass SoRare Buzz. So every time I've been on this, Dom, I'm not going to lie, I'll come through and I'll have a wee look and I'll see what is on here that I've not seen already somewhere else. And I also like to always try and see any players that I don't, because what's really good about this is it does have all my players on it. So I might be thinking a lot this game week about Florian Wirtz, for example, but I might not be thinking too much about player, somebody right further down, Isco. I might not be thinking about him this game week, but when I'm kicking about on this website and I'm just kind of scrolling up and down, it will bring people back to my attention, It'll bring players back and I'll think, oh, actually, yeah, he's back from suspension now, or he came on in the game, he came on in the last match, whatever it might be. So the way you've built the feed here, I really like. I don't know how it's ordered exactly. I don't know if that's something obvious that I'm missing, but not just all news of all players in whatever leagues and whatever. It's just my gallery, So I say I like that fact that when I'm kicking about this and I'm having a look about, it will bring people back to my attention that I might have forgotten about or I just don't generally pay as much attention to. But in terms of the order of the feed, Dom, how's that decided? Is it the most active news feed? Is it the most busiest player? How is it that it works? The ordering?
Yeah, so currently we have a sort by date and vote. So either one or the other. So and you can switch this on the top. You should see buttons where you can. So the default is by date. So you will see the latest, the player who has the latest news.
Yep.
And you can also click on votes, and then it looks for the newest votes. Which means for now it's just like out of these two news which are shown the highest votes, but eventually it will include all news from that player. And we will also have the option that or the functionality that you will have news by game week, which means you can really check from game week to game week. So because currently we have news from 1 month ago, and if that has the highest vote, it's not necessarily the best news for now. But as soon as we split this by game week, it's much more relevant.
Yeah, for sure. So what? Just to explain to people at home what I'm doing here, right? So as you can see on each of the articles, you've got this wee plus and minus, and what Dom's talking about there now is the voting system. So as more users come on this, and we're all kind of using this more and more, articles that are of good worth to us or good value, you smash that plus button, it puts a wee vote against it. So these articles that are much more popular are much more relevant. As Dom was explaining, the kind of the open aspect of the feeds, you're pulling things through and you might get the odd mistake here and there. So anything that does come through that's really positive in terms of it hits the mark, it's about, just 'cause I've got them on screen, Ferran Torres and Florian Wirtz or whatever. And then if it is something that's maybe slipped through, it's been picked up funny, you can just downvote it. Or if it's something that's perhaps maybe even a wrong name, because Gabriel, for example, Dom, I imagine he's a player that would probably give you a few problems on the naming part of the algorithm.
Yeah, definitely.
Gabriel, one word, it's such a generic term as well. It's even probably brings out a lot of biblical stuff as well. The angel Gabriel and all that kind of stuff. So point being, it allows you to kind of vote up the things that are more relevant. It'll then, I believe from something you said to me before, Dom, I think that kind of helps a bit of the code in the sense that it'll help it kind of understand what are the better sources. Is that right, or have I made that up?
Well, it's for now it's manually, right? So we have the analysis. Okay, which news were best and which were worst, and then we can look into what's happening. We can do blacklists. So, for example, that the news from Ferro about atomized ferrosilicium. I didn't check this site in detail, but maybe they never post about soccer, so we can just blacklist them. So that is how it helps. For the future, we might implement some machine learning algorithm which helps us automatically to identify what's good and bad.
Yeah, for sure. So this is basically the extent of my experiences on it. Don't worry, I'll just kind of go up and down my feed, have a wee look about, click some votes here and there. That's pretty much the extent. So one thing I'm kind of noticing while I'm having a wee chat with you away, right, is my comments are coming up here as well, which is nice, okay? But there is a difference
Yep.
in the background, okay? Is that to do with the relevance of, or the recency of, no, it's not, I'm tripping, haven't I don't know why, but I thought as I was scrolling down there, they turned black, but no, they're all black. That's weird. I don't know why.
No, like for now, it should be same background.
Yeah. No, I'm losing my
It,
marbles,
we
dog.
might
Don't listen to me.
we have something like design wise planned, like which will so basically pull the dominant color from the logo and then do this as a background color.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Which might be fun, but maybe it's also too colorful. We will just have to try and see.
Yeah.
And yes, you're right. So comments are displayed as well, but for that, so that you can just say, okay, I only want to see my rares or super rares or uniques.
Yeah. I think for more managers that you'll have in the beta and the initial adopters, I think that'll be useful. But I actually really, that was a wee touch I actually quite liked, because when you go into SoRare data, you wouldn't even know you had commons. It's not as if they even exist.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're brand new and that's all you've got, that's kind of shit, So, I mean, if you're brand new, you get your 12 commons, you play the Rookie League for 8 weeks, you might end up with like 20 commons, and if you are on a low budget and you're going to be scratching around D4 for like 6 months or whatever, then the news on your cards, common or not, deliberate or whatever, but I definitely appreciate that on behalf of like newer users, because I know when I started, and you'll be the same. Doesn't matter what cards you've got, but when you've only got like 10 cards, 20 cards, 30 cards, that's your world. Like know everything about that little group of players, and as that grows, you kind of need to swim in bigger waters and all that kind of stuff. But I think it'll help a lot of newer managers as well, because that's one of the things that a lot of people are discuss from time to time and worry about, is that new managers come in and that depth of knowledge, not football necessarily, but maybe some of the intricacies of the game and that kind of thing, and catching up with some of those rural territories, like, and I'm saying this in the nicest possible way, right? But in European football terms, Portugal, Belgium, Russia, these are leagues most people don't have a working knowledge of, or have a finger on the pulse of. Never mind when you go into Asia and America and all these different places as well. So it helps, I think, bridge that gap and gets people up and running, a little bit quicker, which is always great. So yeah, that's a good one. When I come into this little page, I think this is maybe about the third or fourth time I've been in this one. It's not one I've jumped into too much, but it just shows you everything. And again, the player and the badge is assigned to it, which is nice. It tells you the publication it came from, and you can kind of see some of the ones that you would take seriously, and some of the ones that you can tell it's maybe slips through your wee net. Like Utah State Aggies, for Fabian Ruiz. It's probably some like, I don't know, Fabian Ruiz is some guy in Utah. He's a state mayor or something. But
probably something like that,
yeah, but you see like Daily Express, Kai Havertz, The Athletic, Adrian Rabiot, Liverpool.com, Curtis, so you can kind of tell, oh, that's an article I might be interested in, or that's a wee bit of information I might find useful, and it kind of helps keep you on track in that sense. Which is good.
So basically, like for this news feed, for now it was the easiest to just like show everything. Honestly, like sometimes you just if you don't have that much time to do everything, you focus on like what has the best output for the least, like just working efficiently, right? And so that's why we have now this list. And in the future, this will be also a personalized one. So you will have like a personalized news feed for all your players, so that you don't have like, because in the other view you have it by players, and in this view what we also want to enable is that you not only see one player, but many news have several players, right? So it's the case only one player is mentioned, and that you then have like a view where you see, okay, in this news there are these 3 players mentioned, and then you have like a view for that.
Yeah, like Kimmich, Kroos and Müller or whatever.
Yeah,
they've all scored the goals. Germany have beat somebody. Yeah, that sounds really good. I like that as well. I've just noticed our boy Ferro is on this as well. It's just
of course, he's everywhere.
He's that's I've just downvoted that for you to try and help out. So did you have anything else in mind in terms of any additional tabs we might see, or any other little kind of features you might look to add in?
Yeah, actually, there's one feature you might not have not yet discovered. So if you go to the player feed
Yep.
and click on a player, we have now, like, since
Oh, nice.
4 hours roughly, we have player detail pages.
Lovely. That's class, Tom.
So you get all news, like not only the two which are shown in the overview, but
Wow.
you see all news we have about that player.
Wow. That is really good. That's fantastic. That's just like it's a much more expanded version, but that is like FI back in the day. You click on one player and you see all the news for that one player all kind of aggregated out like that. That's
Yeah.
smashing. I love that. Let's see. Memphis. I'm going to click on somebody else and see how much. Chris Richards, my American boy. So I need to keep clicking Dom back in. That's lovely. American soccer now, yeah. This is good, man. Honestly, Dom, this is a really good one. I like this as well because when it is like you're zooming into a player, because what you'll find sometimes it doesn't matter where you're looking to get news picked up from, but you can easily find conflicting reports. You might be like,
Mm-hmm.
you might read on, I don't know, I'm just going to make this up, but on Kicker it might say, Kimmich is going to play at the weekend, but then you'll read in three other places, oh no, Kimmich won't make it back for the weekend, he'll make it back for the cup game or whatever. So when you're trying to assess, who's saying what and who should I listen to, having them all right next to each other makes it quite easy
Mm-hmm.
for you to bounce between them and like, oh, do you know what? The guy that said that he's not going to make it this game week, he's the only guy saying that. Everyone else is saying he's playing this week. And if you want to take that gamble, then you've used all available information, which is all you can ever do,
Yeah.
sort of thing. So yeah, I love this, John. Really good touch. And again, you can sort by date and by votes as well. I never noticed that with the other one.
Yep.
I just thought they were. I don't know what I thought. In terms of, yeah, I don't know what I thought, Dom. I'm sorry. But yeah, that's
No
absolutely smashing.
worries. It's still everything is just yeah, everybody is like trying it out, and of course like we are fully aware, like we are in beta, so we also like we see not of today and not in the future will give you any guarantee that the news like are complete, because you never know, sometimes something slips through. So maybe we have to put in like some disclaimer
Yeah.
to that we're not
Well, like you said at the top of the video,
you
Dom,
know
it's a passion project, and if you and your
yeah.
pal are doing this in your spare time, it's just incredible. You know what I mean? But, my channel has been mainly a spare time ran channel, and up until this last week, I decided to take a week off. So I can wholly appreciate how difficult that is. In terms of time management, and just actually doing something that's kind of like work in your spare time. Because I quite
Mhm.
enjoy this because it's on videos and just talk about football. But what you guys are up to, it's like code, and I know it's your job and you're probably good at it. And you really, I can tell you're good at it, and you enjoy it because people just tend to enjoy things they're good at. But it is still, smashing keys on a keyboard. It's building a website. It's not lying on a beach or something, or
Yeah.
having a beer and a pizza. So. Hats off to you, mate, and on behalf of anyone that's had a shot of it and will get a shot of it, thank you for everything you've done so far, and I look forward to seeing the developments as they come.
Yeah, it's like you explained, like it's kind of work, but kind of still fun. So what maybe for you is like just talking about football is for me like building products. I just like yeah, I love to build, right?
Yeah,
And so that's what I do. And I mean, in the current times, everybody yeah tries to find some mostly like SoRare, which you could do from your home, and then yeah, it's just fun to build for that, for SoRare as a platform, and build our own product on that. Yeah.
yeah, big time. And like yeah, I see. This is a third party outlet becoming one of the most popular ones around once you've got it up and running and available to anyone and everyone. Because so rare data is so valuable because it is information. Information is what we don't need websites that tell us or try and teach us who to support or what players are good or whatever. All anyone wants is access to information, and so rare data is really good because it just gives you raw performance and price data, but you need live current information as well. Twitter's good. Websites and apps are okay as well. But when you've got it in one place where it intrinsically, it's connected to your gallery, it knows the players that you have. You don't need to go and fish through everything to dig them out. Then I think this will be one of the third-party websites that almost everyone will be using and talking about as soon as you've got it where you want it to be.
Yeah. I mean, on one hand, it's if it's something which actually helps with setting lineups, which is already happening for myself and others who use it. It's like setting up better lineups for myself, but also for everyone, and I think that's just great to be able to help the whole community. Like it's of course sometimes I might help others to build better lineups, which causes me to to lose a rank. But after all, it's I just love it. Like SoRare is about community for me, and so that's why I think it's just good to help everyone.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that one. We got most people back through for part 2 of this little stream, so all of you that came back, thanks very much. I think I'll be back. No, on Monday there's not going to be a stream. On Monday we're going to be doing the Clubhouse thing again, so if you have any access to an Apple device, I've stolen my children's iPad for it. So if you need to borrow your bird's phone or your mum's iPad or whatever it is, SoRare will be doing a lot of stuff on a Clubhouse on a Monday. Dom, are you on Clubhouse or Apple or anything like that?
I'm there. Might join as well.
Yeah,
So.
I think it's about 8 o'clock or so. And if you've not been on it before, I was on it a wee bit this morning with the AC Milan stuff, and I was on it. I think it wasn't last night. I can't remember what night it was with John, but that was it was really good fun, and I like that kind of interaction because it's really good having you on the stream tonight, Dom, because I can have a conversation with somebody and have a bit of a chat. But if I've not got a guest, I'm just sitting here myself and interacting with comments, and all you guys in the comment section is great. But if you've got the chance to come in and we can have a big chat and there can be a wee bit of interaction, I think that's all the better. The only bad thing about it, there's two
Mike
bad things about
joined.
it.
CC and Simo is here.
Yeah, I see CC morning, and it says morning. What time is it when you are, CC?
It's 11 p.m. here, so...
Yeah, Mikey, you've missed it all, son. What was I saying there? But yeah, the two big problems with it is, number one, it has to be on Apple, and the second one is I don't think it gets recorded. Yeah. So if you don't show up, then you don't hear it, kind of thing. So it's one of those ones. Monday, I think we're looking for an 8 o'clock kickoff for it. So stay tuned to Twitter and all that kind of stuff. And then I think after that, I don't know if I'll do another stream next week because it's just international football. We'll see how it goes. There's lots of content and stuff coming out all the same. And I think we'll be picking it back up when we get back through the international break. CC's asking me something. I haven't been on SoRare this week, I think because of the international break there wasn't going to be much going on. It looks like there's some under 21s game. Yeah, there is. Well, let's get buzzed, baby. CC, yeah, there's like it's just like kind of interaction, community based kind of thing. It's not about submitting teams or anything like that as far as I'm aware. I've not actually done anything with it because I've just been too busy. I'm really sorry, SoRare. But if you're on the Discord, CC, all the information is there. If you've not, you can find the Discord link on the official SoRare Twitter, which is at SoRare HQ. If it's going to, but we've got people trapping in. Dom, I don't know if you want to hang about and talk us through it, some more of it again, or if you want to even talk about Milan. I was quite happy, but we'll hang about in a little bit. So we've got some people dropping in now on us. I wonder if I click this, am I going to? Yeah, okay. Let's see if we can get some auctions up. We'll have a wee peek at what's going on. So I need to work this in such a way, Dom, where I don't have you disappearing on me every time I click my mouse, because that's what's happening to me at the moment. I don't know if I've changed this on stream, it's going to be a killer. I think it's okay. And then if I just pull it down here a bit. Right, hopefully this is going to be a-okay. Right, Dom, where are you? You're there. Lovely. Right, okay, I think I'm making this work. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Oh, cool. Right, I might lose you a few times, Dom, in terms of your screen on the...
No worries.
Face on the screen, but I'll pull you back when I can. Sorted. So if I bought anyone, I went and bought Milan van Elwick the other day. I've been eyeing him up for a while. He went really cheap and I thought I'll just go and grab him. Some backup goalkeepers. I got a DeAndre Yedlin. If any of you don't know, I've got another American in the club, which is cool. I'm still hunting down a Falcao. And Dom, did you get anyone from Galatasaray?
No, I didn't actually. It's I had a quick quick look, but was also just a little busy to check out all players. So no Galatasaray, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm quite happy to get the Yedlin because it kind of goes in with all the stuff that's in my gallery. But I'm a big Falcao fan, so I need to get a Falcao card. I need to get a Falcao card at some point, if I can say that. But when AC Milan came out, Dom, it's like, write the list. How many players do you want out of this team? There's so many exciting talents in that team. And AC Milan, I know you were saying before we came on the stream, but AC Milan the last couple of years have been quite barren for success. You know, they've not even qualified for Europa League a few times. But under Pioli this season, they've looked very, very good. And a lot of the squad have been building over the last 3 or 4 years when they've not been performing. There's been a lot of really young players, and some of them like Frank Kessie, Romagnoli, all these guys are really starting to hit their form and feeling, you know, like dominant Milan players. It seems, you know, sitting second in the league, and you know they've got a slim chance of fighting for the title. It doesn't look likely. It looks like it'll be Inter Milan that'll take it home in the end. But there's a lot of players in there that are, you know, really big SO5 potential. If money was no option, Dom, other than Donnarumma, who would you pick up from AC Milan?
Well, of course, like Ibra Kadabra is a personality. Probably also like in the direction of legends and collectible value, besides utility value. And yeah, I saw like there are several like really young players, like just like you said, who have lots of potential. I still have to look through like all of them because yeah, it's. I mentioned it like in the beginning. I mostly stay out of Serie A, but maybe if there's like some really interesting chaps, I might grab one or 5 if it's a bundle.
Well, there was like 2 or 3 players in Galatasaray I wanted, but none of the bundles were configured well enough for me to entertain many of them. But as AC Milan, there's a lot of these bundle configurations are very appealing. You know, there's a lot of ones where, you know, you'll have the backup goalkeeper in this one, for example, and a backup centre. No, I think actually all 3 of those defenders do play, but it is like 3 defenders, a backup goalkeeper, and then Kessie. Kessie's obviously the carrot everyone's going to be chasing. But what all people's strategy is with these packs is buying them and then, you know, splitting them into parts and selling the pieces you don't want. So a pack like that is difficult to pick up if that's your strategy, if you're going to be keeping the Kessie, because you're not going to get much for the spare parts, I would suggest. But equally you could do it the other way. You could keep the dross that you're going to sit on for ages, maybe cash in on the Kessie. So there's a lot of angles for a lot of people to boost their gallery, boost their wallet, in a lot of different ways. I'm really, when I was going through a lot of the AC Milan stuff, I've been off all day, kind of just doing computer stuff, Dom, as I was saying to you. But oh Jesus, the kids are. I don't know if you can hear them. Sorry if you can. But there's a lot of varieties of configurations AC Milan, which I was really glad to see, because I say with Galatasaray, and I think even in the past with like Liverpool, I don't think there was that much of a variety, and it made it quite stifling. So Liverpool, I wanted Robertson, but Robertson was always paired with like Alisson, or you know, so you just knew that you were never going to get a bundle with a Robbo in it, like kind of reasonably priced, because it was with the big hitters every time. Whereas you see with that Kessie, you know, he's in with, you know, I'm getting guys in the comment section telling me Calabria is very good. I think I can agree with that, because I've seen him line up for them a lot. You know, I've been watching them from afar. So I'm just going to catch up with some of the comments. So Mikey Boy's asking me, yes, I did sell my Lafont maybe about an hour ago or so. Thanks for noticing, I guess. Look at that ETH balance.
How did this happen?
What's that?
How did this happen? Like, did you want to sell him, or?
Yeah, no, I put him up for sale. Like, so I've got a pretty big gallery, like in terms of head count, and I've bought a bunch of backup goalkeepers. I've got like Tani, I've got Van de Voort. I'm kind of looking at under 21 goalkeepers. I've got Nubel, who next season should be going to Monaco for a loan. So I'm just kind of looking at who do I need and who could I sell. And that's the kind of position I'm in with some cards now. So the international break, I've kind of said it myself, and I think on the last stream, it's a really good time to reassess your gallery. It's a really good time to get into the market, because no one is building teams for game weeks. Everyone is in the marketplace, especially when Galatasaray and then AC Milan come on. Everyone's in the market. Everyone's got their trading hat on. So it's a really good time, I think, to be getting involved in the market, whether it is you're looking to churn some ETH out and in, you know, sell some stuff and buy something big, or, you know, whatever it is your strategy is, or even if you are just in that stage of acquisition, it's a really good time to get into bargaining with people and get into negotiations, because today I also sold my Buffon. Sold my Buffon for, I think, 0.18, and then I sold the Lafont for just under 0.8. I sold. Let's see if I can put it up on. Do I want to? I don't think it really matters, is it? I don't think there's anything. Yeah. So I've made about an ETH today in sales. I sold Sakamoto first thing in the morning, and so let's see, where did we get to? Let's go to Sakamoto. Yeah. So I sold Cavallini, I sold Sakamoto, I sold that wee guy, I sold Grimaldo, and I sold Lafont. So I've picked up about an ETH and a half today in sales, which is lovely, and that will go a long way to, you know, funding the club and all that good stuff. You know, I might go after some AC Milan with it. Who knows? You know, but that's, you know, you've got to remember, guys. I've got a video coming out. I might even just drop it. I may even just drop it after the stream if you are interested. But I've got a video called SoRare Collecting. And Dom, see, outside of SoRare, do you like collect much stuff yourself? Like anything outside of football or outside of SoRare?
You mean in the NFT blockchain space?
Anything? Teddy bears?
Anything. Yeah.
Furbies? Pokemon cards? Anything?
So yeah, actually, like just last year, sometime I heard that the like Pokemon cards and Yu-Gi-Oh cards are like taking off again, somehow. And so I had my dad send my old cards to me, and I checked them, and it was like, yeah, okay, I could like get $100 for them, and I was like, it's they are still like have some attached emotional value to me. So not all of them, but like just a few. And so I might like wait another 30 years and then maybe they're even more. So yeah.
Wait till it's a
And
well, you've made the point for me. There's a few cards there you really said you would never sell, you know, because they've got some emotional value to you. And when you're collecting stuff, you know, there is things that are in my gallery that I get. You know, I was talking about. I've got a Van de Voort card, right? I had somebody message me today saying, "Oh, like dead assumptive. How much for Van de Voort?" That was just all they said. And I messaged them back. I was like, "Listen, you know, it's a pretty big card. You know, like I get messages about this all the time. Do you know kind of what you're asking me for here?" And then he didn't get back to me. I said, "Listen, what do you think it's valued at before we go any further?" And he was like, "Oh, about 0.24 ETH." I was like, a Van de Voort. I'm like, are you joking? Like, you know, so there's some cards that I just wouldn't sell. You know, it would have to be something mental for me to sell that. Like, I mean, mental. And there's some cards like Lafont I'm attached to. I've had him a long time. He's got a lot of boxes. He texts, but you know, at certain points, you know, I'll sell them. You know, many cards I'll sell, many cards I'll buy. There's some things that will hang about much longer than others. Jonathan Rolfe is in the house.
I really like I did this tweet some weeks ago, I think, where I tweeted about the collectible, like the cards I own which have utility and also collectible value, where I would really like hesitate to sell them, like Faiz Selemani and Van de Voort as well, and also Adama Sumoro. Like they only have really few cards minted after all. So, and they not always, but often deliver really good good scores. So why should I sell them, right? So.
Exactly. I love those cards that offer both sides of the game. You know, they are collectibles, but they are actually active. You know, they can do some production for you.
Yeah.
Like the Van de Voort, and I've got a bunch of other cards I'd throw in that category as well. Jonathan Rolfe is in the house. CC's asking us, do you think they will release only one team from each SO5 league evenly? So, do you think they will release only one team from each SO5 league evenly? I don't know what that means, CC, I'm sorry.
So probably like if, because we see and champion, so to keep like just the balance evenly, but don't think so. Like it's because we already have like a little imbalance, I guess, like from Champion Europe to Challenger Europe, as we have
Yeah,
the full license for Belgium, for the Netherlands, and yeah, just lots of club and Challenger. So I didn't do the counting, but I think it's more about when the license is ready. So I don't think it's
yeah.
yeah, that they try to split it evenly. Yeah.
Um, what else we got here? Kessie is Vieira version 2, I'm told as well, so good to see. Or good to know. And why did I sell Sakamoto? I heard this morning that he got a hamstring injury, so I jumped onto the market. He was selling, or people had him listed for about 0.3 to 0.35. You can see the price I sold him for. It was like much under market value. I think it was a good price for me, good price for that person. But that was why I just personally see with my experience of coaching bad memories of players being out injured for a long time. Sometimes hamstrings can only be a 2 or 3 week thing. You can recover from it. It might just be a mild pull or something. But me personally, if I hear hamstring injury, I hate it. I just don't want anything to do with it. And he was on the list anyway to be sold kind of soonish. And any news like that just expedites it for me. Aaron Johns is asking what's good. I'm not too sure what's good. AC Milan, is that what you're talking about, or is it SoRare Buzz? I had a proper banger question for you earlier, but I forgot it. Sounds the exact same as me, Aaron. I forget stuff all the time. Sorted. I say, yeah, I'll probably. It's 5 to 10. I think we'll hang about till 10, Dom, if you're okay with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds good.
And then we'll call
What do you
it.
think about these signed cards? So we get
Love
more and
them.
more.
Love them.
Like, what do you think where we will be like? I don't know. In 1 year, how many players will have their own SoRare accounts with their signed cards?
Well, they don't go on auction, the sign card, do they? Or they do? It does go on auction.
I don't think so. No.
No. I'm not too sure because see before it came out, I was thinking this for ages. I was thinking, I wonder if there's a way where you could take your NFT and like send it to someone and ask the player to sign it and they send you it back kind of thing, and then
Yeah.
obviously I'm not a technical guy computer wise or anything, so that idea never went anywhere. But when I seen the SoRare Japan brought out that first one when all that happened, I thought, oh yes, someone's doing it. So I don't really know how it works. I think it does go into auction, but I'm not too sure because I seen who's the second player that got one? It was a Dutch guy, and Sasha Kleshton, the American guy. So there's been a few that came out. I'm not too sure if they go into auction or I'm not too sure really how it works. But I think it's amazing. I want one. I want to have the ability to get mine signed if I can organise that. If I successfully organise it, the ability to make that happen is possible. And I'd love that.
Yeah, I think so. I don't have any insight just from judging like from the Twitter feeds that it's just like they send it directly to that player and it's like a one of a time signature card. So
nice. That's class.
I think so. And it's not going on auction. Of course, they can sell it. So you could like now make an offer to the card holder, but I imagine that they want to stick to their own signed card for now.
Mike has said signed cards go to the individual player as reward, not auctioned. What individual player, Mikey? The guy that organises the autograph? Or what?
I think it's the player itself. So like to the actual soccer player who has their own account.
Oh right, okay. So they get their own account, they get their own card.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of cool, but it doesn't means I'm not gonna get one. Okay, fair enough.
I guess you have to start to play for a licensed SoRare team.
Yeah,
how are your soccer skills?
I'm 33. Those days are definitely long gone. They're about 20 years gone. Those days. Mikey's also saying he done a grade 2 hamstring a couple of years ago and he's still suffering from it now. Needs a lot of management. He is 48 years of age, he does go on to say, so he's not a prime athlete, but that's kind of the point. Hamstrings cannot be fun. Mate, will you do a video soon about optimal strategies regarding selling players? Sure, why not? Stuart Conley's in the house. Hi everyone. Thanks for joining us, Stuart. What time do you call this? But yeah, so I've got a bunch of stuff on this. What was that exactly, Aaron? strategies for selling. I'll add that to the board. I'll probably record that on Saturday. I've got so much stuff coming, guys. I've got about 3 or 4 videos already in the pipe. Let me ask you this, right? I can see everyone who's in this stream, Dom. You might not really appreciate this, right? And I don't mean that in a bad way, right? But everyone who's in this stream could give me an honest answer, right? I made a video. I'm sitting on it. And I don't know what to do with it, right? It's called Football Index versus SoRare. What would you think about that video? What would you think about that video? I've made it already. I'm sitting on it. I've watched it twice. I've sent it to 1 or 2 people and said, do you think this is too much? So what do you think? Anyone in the comments section, let me know. Would you want to see that video? It's a wee bit close to the
phone. When did you create it?
Monday, Tuesday, something like that. The reason I did make it, right, and I'll wait for the comments to catch in, so there's a bit of a time delay, right? But the reason I made it is I got a lot of messages from. I did about 3 weeks ago. I got them a lot, and they've died away now. But when all the Football Index stuff really kicked off, all the newspapers and all that kind of thing, a lot of people were messaging me going, "Oh, should I be worried about SoRare and blah blah blah?" And it's just like they're not even the same thing, like it's it's like the butcher closes down in the high street, and you go in and see the chemist, and you're like, "Oh, are you going to be closing down too?" And it's like, "I'm a chemist. I'm not a butcher." Like just because no one's buying from the butcher anymore, it doesn't mean they're different, and they're so different that I wouldn't really worry about that. I see I've got a wee video, so if you let me. Aaron John says drop it. Just joining the stream now. Good evening, chaps. Starting at the start. Paul, you've got a lot to catch up on. Stuart says depends what it says. It does depend what it says, I suppose. But if any of you would be interested in that, let me know. I'm still sitting on it. I don't know what to do. So I just can't be bored with the aggro. But there's a few things in it I wanted to get off my chest and say. So we'll see what happens with that. What else have I got? I've got a collection video that will be coming out in the next day or two. Me and John got together. We've done a video that will be coming out next week. And I made some beginner stuff. I think that's all out. And I've got a bit more recording to do over the weekend. And I'll tell you this, Dom. Wait to hear this, right? I've got, Jesus, I must have 5 other people lined up, right? I've got a bad boy MLS series all ready to rock. Just need to get the recordings done. We've got 5, I think there's about 5 like MLS experts and me. I don't know if you want to call me one of them, probably not.
Oh, okay.
And we'll be going through like a preview of the season, all the clubs, transfers that you should know about, transfers you might not know about, all that kind of stuff. So Mikey boy, I knew I could trust you guys to say I just drop it. So Jesus, what was I saying there? I've totally lost my train of thought there, Dom. Sorry. The MLS thing. So it's not recorded yet, but that will be recorded over the next few days. And as soon as I record those episodes, because MLS starts on the 14th of April, 16th of April, that's match day 1. I want all those videos to be out as far ahead of time of that as possible to try and help everyone as early as possible. If you guys are like, I might even just release that video after the stream. Do you know what I might do? I'll tell you what, right? There's 20 people here in the stream, right? When it's 10 o'clock, me and Dom will end the stream in a minute. I'm gonna turn that video live, right? Until I wake up tomorrow, and then I'm gonna put it back. I'm gonna put it back to unlisted. Or no, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just, I don't know. I'll put it live. That's what I'll do. I'll put it live. I'm not going to tweet it. That's what I'll do. I'll put it live. So after this stream, guys, watch your notifications. Turn them on. Football Index versus SoRare. Let me know what you think. Dom, thanks again for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure. I look forward to having you back on for just game week stuff, because it's always good to have a guest on. And me and you, from chatting to you privately, I know we share a lot of commonality in terms of football stuff. So I look forward to having you back for an actual game week, and then obviously SoRare Buzz keeps us up to date with that. And as things develop, you can keep bringing that back here and keeping us all up to date with where we're at development wise. If that's good for you.
Yeah, sure. I love it. Like, also for everyone who just joined, make sure to give us a follow. Like, it's we're on Twitter on SoRare Buzz _, and also the website. You can subscribe to our newsletter. So it's SoRare Buzz. The website URL. I can also post it here in the chat. And just sign up for the newsletter, and you will be the first to know when the beta is public. So beautiful. Yes, looking forward to make it public actually, because yeah, it's just fun to see people use your product, and so I'm really looking forward to this. And yeah, thanks for having me.
Ah, not a problem, mate. Not a problem. Thanks a lot to everyone who joined the stream. And another video will be popping out later. And yeah, have a good weekend if you're watching.